Hello, everybody. We are now live, exactly 2 minutes late. Sorry, thank you. Live stream. Oh, welcome. We're exactly 2 minutes late. Sorry, thank you. Live stream. Oh, I'm on the page here. Okay, I gotta turn this on. So welcome everybody. Thanks for either waking up really early if you're in California, or I think it's mid morning in New York. I think it's pretty late in other places around Asia, and right here it's 11:30 p.m. I went to the Samitagawa Fireworks Festival, which is where my Japanese neighbor Mr. Seiichi was, so he invited us to go, so we went. But because the fireworks were canceled yesterday due to the typhoon, we watched in his hospital where he's staying right now, and it was okay. But we couldn't go outside. We had to watch from the window because there wasn't enough staff to take us outside. That was all right. Every year the fireworks festival has 20,000 fireworks. So it's one of the biggest ones in Japan, and definitely, if you're in Tokyo at the time, it's worth going to watch this. And although, for those of you who were in Tokyo, it's extremely crowded, and you probably know that. Hey, I'm looking at the chats here. So now that I finished with that, we can get on to it. I see Nash Abroad is here, even though he's in Japan. Looking forward to catching up with you this week if we can. Need us here. Let's see here. Jack the Failer's here. All right. Only 16 people we got here. I like this because it's a lot smaller group, so we can interact a lot better than when we have hundreds of people. So this is one of the advantages of being part. So behind me, you can see Okapi is right there, and this it's kind of bright, but this sign is Las Vegas. It's the Las Vegas sign sent by Eric, who is also, hey, Samantha's in the house here, and Moyuki, hey, that's Eric's only in. I'll take you there. Only in Las Vegas sign. It's kind of bright. It's pretty cool. And I got this sent to me from Eric, and I'm really appreciative of it. I'm going to put it in the background. I kind of wish that it wasn't so washed out, though, because it's pretty cool. And this is where I put it right now, and when I look over there, it feels like I'm in a totally different country. Like I want to be in Las Vegas. So thank you very much for that. And thanks, everybody, for the presents. I also have to thank Luke and his family, Cheryl and Austin, for the wonderful macadamia nuts and the coffee and the wedding gift. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. I got a chance to catch up with them for a very short time when they were visiting Tokyo last week, and now they're back in Hawaii. So it was great to see you while you were here. And I'm glad that we did have the time, because it's so hard to actually meet people when they come to visit here. I want to meet everybody. It's just really hard because I also have to do some work. But that was really cool. Let's see here. Yeah, the Las Vegas sign's pretty cool. Is it me, or is the stream really choppy? It's not choppy here. Yeah, a little bit. I'm not using the 4G. I'm using actually the Wi-Fi. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can turn off some stuff. Maybe improve the Wi-Fi. Okay. How's that? Is it any better? Should improve a little bit more. I'm gonna turn off the Wi-Fi on this, on the other, on my phone. Yeah. So hopefully this is a little bit better. What do you think? Yeah, Moyuki's giving us a thumbs up. I had the internet streaming a video in the other room. My wife was watching Lost, so was I a little bit. She's got that, but good. It seems okay. Nosh says in here, so that's all that matters. So thank you, Nosh, for the thumbs up. So we're gonna go ahead and go over some of the questions that people had asked before. First of all, I'm going through the Patreon feed, and I'm gonna take some calls if anybody wants to call in. I'm gonna go plus, make this as big as possible. So we did have, if you're looking at the Patreon feed, we did a typhoon that went by here, and it didn't really cause that much problems. But when I went to bed, there was really loud wind outside the window. You could hear it raining really hard. When I woke up in the morning, it was sunny. and I saw that the storm had veered over towards Nagoya, and now it's on the other side of Japan. So there's an update on that. The a question I asked everybody was, what are your top 5 temples or shrines in Japan? The next video that I'm going to release on Only in Japan that I'm working on right now is with Kevin Riley. Let me see if I can get this here. There's a picture of Kevin Riley and I, and we're kind of doing something different. What we're doing is um, instead of just doing a video on one of the temples like I did with the Fushimi Inari, I'm kind of putting the two together and seeing which one is better. And the purpose of this is not to really compare them, but by comparing them, you get to see some of the good points and the bad points of temples in general. And I thought that it was pretty neat to take two of the most popular ones that were sort of related by color, Kinkakuji and Ginkakuji, the silver and the gold pavilion. And so the episode is Kevin and I talking about why we like Kinkakuji and Ginkakuji with video of both of them, kind of looking at the good points and bad points as a tourist, not as a historian, okay? As a tourist, if you have a limited amount of time, because somebody asked me if you could do Kyoto as a day trip, and I said, you gotta be crazy, but yet so many people do that. Which one would you pick? And Caroline wrote in that you can get like templed out, and which is absolutely true, because I did that. I remember my first year was like, I don't want to see any more temples. They all look the same. But if you don't want to get templed out, what are the 5 temples in Kyoto that you should not miss, or that were the best? And I kind of want to compile a list and then put all of this data into the episode to give everybody kind of some information on or advice on what they should do when they go to Kyoto, because it's a lot that you have to go over in guidebooks and everything. It's just too much. In fact, let's just boil it down to the top 5, and people can make their decisions from that. Yeah. So thank you for leaving the top. So I'm going back to the page, but thank you for leaving all of these. I think we have a bunch of people who left comments back here. We have over 21 lists, so that's a lot of information. So thank you for that. Okay, let's go here and take a look at some of these questions. Greg writes in, good luck with the crowds. It wasn't that bad, Greg, because we kind of went around the Hanabi Taikai, but we had a pretty good view from his window. In fact, if you go to Instagram stories, I put in about 30 seconds from the window that we were watching from, so you can take a look. John Ramirez, oh fun, I can never be up. So John, actually, and for everybody watching, tomorrow morning I'm doing another live stream similar to this one, answering questions that the general audience has about traveling to Japan in the summertime. And the reason why is because I think it's good that we have these small groups, because then we can have a more intimate discussion on what you guys want to talk about. But when they're in large groups, then we can see what everyone is thinking, like in a whole, and that also has a lot of value to it. So first, I'm coming to you to talk about whatever you want to talk about, and then after tomorrow morning, when it's evening in California, in the U.S., then I'm going to be talking about what everybody on the whole is thinking of, and hopefully that this is something that's valuable for everybody, because we have a really great community of about 400 people in Patreon, and I'd say half of the people are quite active, sending me messages. I'm getting about 15 to 20 messages a day right now through Patreon, which is really awesome. I really like that, and I like it because I don't have to check the other social media. I can just focus on Patreon, and that makes me really happy. So Okapi is back, Tan, right there. So yeah, he's not going anywhere. By the way, I want to thank Tu Otaku for sending Gretchen and Okapi. I don't know. I think I posted her picture. Did I show you guys her picture? Hold on a second. Just give me like 5 seconds, but don't count because it could take a little bit more. Gretchen sent me a picture of, and she's gonna write thank you notes to everybody who sent her something. At least she's gonna do her best to do it. I know her nurse was telling me she was writing a lot of thank you notes. So if you check it out, so Tu Otaku, this is actually, it's a little bit scary with the mask on, but she goes. There's Gretchen, and you can see she has an Okapi. Oh, you didn't see it yet? Oh, God, I'm gonna send you this picture. So she's getting oxygen. She's on um, not I don't want to say dialysis, like maybe just dialysis, but she's oh, you didn't see it either. So that you could see Okapi is she's holding Okapi. She calls so I called Gretchen a warrior because she is every day battling. Like I can't even imagine this stuff that she goes through on a daily basis, not being able to walk, but also having just being a pincushion and having people not treat her well because she's in such a bad state. It's been like this for as long as I've known her, and she says it's been like this for a while. But I call her a warrior because you have to be a warrior to be able to take all of the battles and still win the day, right? So she called her Okapi Warrior, which is a pretty strong name. So Gretchen, shout out to you if you're watching this. Um, to Otaku, thank you very much for sending her an Okapi, and yeah, it's a really neat, it's a really nice thing when the community came together and sent her postcards, letters, all sorts of stuff to her, and it all kind of came at one moment. And her nurse told me that it really gives her a lot of hope. So thank you so much for that, the community. And she always writes about John and the community. So she writes it like everybody. But I appreciate that. And she sent me, oh, she did send me pictures of all the other stuff that she got. Let me see if I can pull it up really quickly. Um, Usually we communicate through Instagram. But more and more, I get like 50 messages through Instagram a day, and obviously cannot answer them all, but somehow hers always comes up on top, I guess, because she's messaging a lot. Let me see here. Alright, here we go. Alright, wow, she wrote another long message here. So I also sent her a postcard, and I'm gonna send her something. I haven't had a time to get to the Wayno Zoo, but she received the last postcard, which made me happy. Oh, so this is when she's not getting oxygen. She got a picture of love. I'm not sure who sent this, but I think it came from California maybe, and she put that on her wall, which is really nice. So that's the love picture that was sent to her. There's the one with Okapi. Oh, I know who this is from. Oh, hey, what happened to it? I know who this is from. This came from Germany. Haha. Oh, wow. So received right there, postcard with origami. What else did she get? She's trying her best to put it together. My phone's cracked. I'm sorry if the screen is there. Oh, cool. She got this as well. She sent me this picture. Yeah. Okapi has been received. You can see standing tall. I, I, this is very similar to the one that I have. Very similar. I'm looking at it now. They're just slightly different, but it looks like this one is definitely a cousin, a very close cousin. Yeah. So thank you guys for that. I'm gonna go back into the questions here. We really don't have too many. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Here we go. Santosh, John, what is it like to be married to a typical Japanese girl? There's nothing typical about her, Santosh. But I heard that husbands in Japan generally hand over the salary check. No, we don't do that. But I have to budget things a lot better than I used to. It's different being a bachelor and then having a family, and then if the family grows, I think life is about habits and discipline, and you have to get into habits and budgeting and not living outside of your means. But Patreon has given me the opportunity to be an independent creator, meaning I can say no to a lot of jobs, and that income is very important. and has to be managed appropriately, more so than before. Not that I've been only doing Patreon for about a year. So I want to know if there's anything like that a foreign guy should know in terms of suggestions or customs. Not really. You know what? Every relationship is different, and every relationship I think you build um, up together. You don't have to follow certain norms. I think being American helps me in the sense that, look, I mean, I don't. My family is a new family. We didn't have so many traditions, and that helps me kind of see things and adapt in different ways too. But we keep it very casual, and I don't really feel this. I think it would be interesting if you could do a live stream with your father-in-law. He might want to do that too, so we're gonna put a little like keep on this one, okay? Seiichi-san would probably like a question answered about Japanese history. Yeah, I think I want to ask him a lot of questions about World War II and what happened after, or the Great Kanto earthquake and things like this. He's not speaking as much as he did before, and his memory isn't as good. But I think that also means that we have to really preserve his stories. So I might go in there and do something like this. So thank you for asking that. Chuotaku, face palm. I got up early. I saw that. So sorry for getting you up so early. Let's see. I'm going to load some more comments up here. So Danny, thank you. I think this is where it starts here. Pozo, can you talk a little bit, if possible, about the medical care system? I answered this in the bottom here underneath your question, but I can tell you very quickly, like in 30 seconds, because I want to have some time to take some calls if anyone wants to call in and answer other people about other stuff that they're interested in. It's such a complicated thing that I get a health care card, and this is either if you don't have an employer who's paying for it for you, and they usually pay for everything, then you will do it for yourself. The costs are what you pay. I don't believe there's like a Cadillac plan, okay? There's no like levels of healthcare. This is what I really think is good, okay, about the Japan system. There's no level of healthcare, like a basic plan and a golden plan and a platinum plan. We don't have that. What you can do is get extra insurance that's different, but everybody has the same health insurance, and that means everybody's getting the same and equal care. You pay based on your income. So if you're not making a lot of money, then you could be paying as little as $40 a month, even less if you're having like very little income. And if you make a heck of a lot of income, then it's capped. I think it's like $600 or $700 a month. So it's capped at a certain amount. So you don't. So even the richest people don't pay an extravagant amount of money. I don't think doctors don't make the same amount of money as they do in the United States. Hospitals don't make as much money as they make in the United States. It isn't so much a for-profit field as it is a for-help field. Of course, they want to make money, but it's not so much for profit. The drugs, I don't think the drug companies have so much of a hold on the Japanese doctors as they do in the United States. I remember in the 1990s I was recommended antibiotics for everything, and I like over recommended antibiotics, and then later on we learned like you shouldn't take antibiotics because your body builds an intolerance to it. Well, luckily I turned down a lot of that antibiotics because I didn't I had an allergy to it, but I know a lot of people that didn't in the 1980s and 90s. I don't get that here in Japan. The prescription of medicine, prescribing of medicine is more, the medicine is weaker in Japan and smaller doses, and it's very not as much, I should say. I guess it just depends. I don't like to go to the hospital often. That's another thing. I really don't know because I don't like to go to the hospital that much. Like, I have to be seriously ill before I go. I won't go if I don't feel like it's a hospital worthy. But in Japan, people will go for just if they like have a sniffle or feel weak, they'll go to the hospital. Jaroslav from Japan Kofun. Okay. Hi, John. I'll be there for the stream, but this is a bit wordy for the stream comments. Okay, I'm going to try to... I believe I did try to answer this below. But just to make this really short, the one thing I've learned is over the last 20 years, the older that I get, the more respect that I get in Japan. And I know that there might be something with ageism in the workplace, but in society, it's different. All right? People show a lot more respect to me, and that means when I'm in meetings and business meetings, I can see based on my age and not being 30 anymore, or 20 or 30, by being 40, that they treat me a little bit differently, more with respect based on my experiences. So I think that that's kind of something that I'm about to sneeze. Sorry. 3 times. So, age is not such a bad thing. I don't know if you're new to a field what the impact of it is, but more or less, just come and make the best of it. I think people have assumptions on you being non-Japanese that you don't understand. So the best thing that you can do is to try to understand as many things that most foreigners would not about Japan. And when you have interviews and you're being questioned about how you fit in with their team, you fit in a lot more than anybody else, and that's your advantage. That's all I can really say about that. People that are older are usually easier to work with, but on the same token, they're also more difficult because they're so used to their ways. If you're a type of person that has an ability to adapt to different situations, an ability and a desire to adapt and change, because older people typically don't want to change. If you can adapt and change, and you make that evident in the interview and get over the stereotypes of someone who is older, then I think you'll have no problem whatsoever, because right now there is a demand for non-Japanese in a lot of fields if they have the proper work documentation, and I think that you do. So just take it always take it with positive. Even when you have setbacks, take it positive, and I think you're going to be just fine. And if you're not, let me know. Let us know. All right, Thomas J. O'Brien. Here in Memphis, Tennessee, it's a hot summer. Oh, it's hot everywhere. Why does it get so freakishly hot? This is a great question, and doesn't have anything to do with the rainy season. So I asked some people about this, and I'm going to tell you about my own experience. Now, what I said in the comments is that Japan is an island, so we have island heat. And if you're from Hawaii, it might be kind of similar to that, but Hawaii has a pretty good breeze. Tokyo has times where there's just no breeze at all. And the humidity level is kind of boxed in, because out in the west we have mountains, so we got like the worst of everything. So we have hot air coming across the Asian continent, which is the biggest landmass in the world. So that heat from the Asian continent is pushed towards the sea, towards Japan. So we got these pressure systems, which are just insane in the summer. They're just hot. And then we have no clouds usually. And then you have the humidity from the sea. So as the heat over China and Siberia is pushing this way, the really hot heat, we also have the sea air coming underneath in and just getting trapped in Tokyo and Osaka and a lot of places on the coast. This is what I've heard, and that's why the heat is hotter than Singapore and hotter than a lot of other places. It's the humidity that makes it absolutely unbearable, and I think Nosh and some. Right now, it's not too bad actually, but last couple of weeks ago when we had the heat wave, it was absolutely awful, and it's going to get like that again. In fact, it is pretty humid, so I can't say that for sure. I think that's all the questions. Yeah. So these are really good questions. I will take your Skype call. I'm online. So if you want to call in, I will take calls for the next 15 minutes or so until 45. And then I'm going to get some shut-eye. I also want to take your questions. A lot of people are coming to Japan. I'm thinking about doing a meetup, Nosh, and NZ17. I'm thinking about doing a meetup on Tuesday. And Peter said he can make it on Tuesday night. So you're the first one to hear this. Hey, Jim. It's nice to see you, Jim. So you're the first one to hear this, Nosh. But yeah, we're looking at Thursday night in Asakusa to do a meetup. And I'm going to do a live stream, and then everybody who's meeting up. Okay, hold on a second. How do I know who's calling? Wait, who's calling me? It doesn't. Oh, Jim's calling. There he is.
Hello, John.
Hey, Jim! Congratulations! I'm gonna say this until you until I can't say congratulations on passing the exam. Did you get the scores back and everything?
Yes, I got my scores back just over a week ago, and apparently I got a near perfect score on the test,
Oh,
so
I
it
knew
went
you were gonna
fairly.
ace that. I knew that wasn't gonna be a problem.
Yeah,
Were you worried at all?
not really, no, because I was preparing for it. I set it up so that I would have about a month to prepare for it, and I got a really good study guide for
Okay.
it. And I followed the study guide. I got flashcards for it, and I just did a whole stack of flashcards every single day. And I would just keep rotating through all my flashcards with all the subject
That's
matters,
how you
all
study Japanese
the
too,
things.
everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just kept doing that for a whole month. And then when I took the test, it was actually, as I was going through it, it was long, but it was just kind of tedious. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, I think I know what I'm doing here, but it's just going to take me a long time.
Yeah. How's the connection, guys? Because are you seeing this okay, Jim?
Yeah, I'm seeing it fine.
Okay, it's telling me poor connection on here, but we should be okay. All right. So what's your question? I'm kind of afraid to ask you because I always get the toughest questions from Jim
Yeah,
later.
it's basically the same question that we couldn't get around to the last time. And I was wondering that after 20 years of being in Japan, are there aspects of Japanese culture that you still find very difficult to understand or that still throw you for a loop?
Should I call my wife to help me out with this one? You know what? There's so many little cultural things I think that I'm never really gonna fully grasp. I also think that there's a part of me being American where I just stopped actually caring about trying to please everybody, knowing that there's a ton of silly things in Japanese culture. There's certain things like putting your chopsticks in rice, not taking off your shoes. They're the obvious stuff, and I follow that, and that just makes sense to me. Taking off your shoes in my apartment is something, even when I go back home, I have to do it. Even if my friends say, oh no, leave your shoes on. I'm like, no, I just can't. It's like not brushing your teeth. It feels dirty to me.
Yeah.
Um, but other little stuff, like I have to, for example, I have to give my opinion sometimes. When in Japan, people probably are not doing that. I feel like I have to say something sometimes, which I probably shouldn't do in many situations in Japan where you take a step back and leave it. I can't do that a lot of times, and that's really hard. Um, but then again, I do it a lot less than I would do it if I hadn't have come here. So a lot of the habits that I had as an American kind of makes me in between both cultures, and I really do feel that being my asset to being here in Japan is that I can kind of understand both cultures, and um, I will never forget that where I came from as an American, but yet I know I will never quite be Japanese or never be Japanese, which puts me in a strange position, doesn't it? Even after 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like having one foot in one world and one foot in the other at the same time.
Right. And that is the value that I have for Japan and for everybody else, I think, because I have my foot. I can explain a lot of things better than people in Japan can explain it. And even only in Japan when I make the show, some people will tell me, like, why are you explaining this when somebody else who's Japanese should do it? And I said, well, somebody who's Japanese should do it, but they don't. And sometimes the best person to explain something about a culture is a third party, like who was the authoritative book on the United States written in the 18th century was by a French guy, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think in that sense, man, that's my value to Japan. But over the 20 years, man, I really don't think I am part of. Like, I won't get a Japanese passport, for example. Right now, I don't see the need to do something like that. But uh, I know I won't be completely. I won't bind the system 100%. Because then I will lose my identity as who I was, right? It's tough. Gosh, you always give these tough questions, and I'm reflecting back on all my 20 years as I think about this. It's just a lot, man. Yeah, I don't know if you lived if you lived in Japan, what would be something that I think would be tough for you?
I think what would be difficult for me is kind of just the overall collectivist emphasis.
Yeah,
That for me would be difficult because I'm kind of fiercely individualist,
yeah,
and so that would probably be difficult for me to adjust to.
that
So
would.
on the one hand, I do understand, the need and the value for teamwork and those kinds of things. But on the other hand, I really like having my own ideas, my own ways of doing things. So that would that would make things at times probably difficult.
That's my answer too. Can I just say that's a good answer. I think being American, we're very individualistic in who we are, and for people who are looking at America from the outside, might see that as a fault. But at the same time, it's also one of our great strengths because we can think independently and we all have an opinion and a voice, and that makes us louder, but it also makes us stronger as people, and we can survive as individuals better, I think. But yeah, it is really hard to conform to a group and to go with the group when you know they're wrong too,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So yeah, but you know what? The thing with living in Japan though is that I'm so happy here, that I kind of don't mind going in the direction that Japan is going. I was like, I'll go for the ride. I'm cool with that. And even if I was back in the United States and everyone complains about the direction of the U.S. These days, or not everybody, but you hear from both sides of the political spectrum. I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but I think I would be happy in the United States as well. I think I'd be happy no matter where I live because I really don't let any of that get to me. You can make a pretty good home no matter where you live, and a lot of people who are watching this, or especially on Instagram, I have a lot of followers from other Asian countries, and their dream, and even in the United States, their dream is to come and live in Japan, and I think that's a really great dream. That wasn't my dream. My dream is I still don't know what I'm doing here sometimes, but I know what my value is, and the value of making the show and what I do now. Um, but for people who want to dream here, I think that's really good. But if you can't be happy in your home where you are, what makes you think you can be happy here in a place that's just so radically different than everywhere else? I- to me, it's perplexing when someone says my dream is to come and live in Japan. And I go, really? So what? And then they ask me, how do I do that too? I'm like, you know, why did that airplane in Lost crash? I don't know, but I was on that plane. That's. There's so many parallels between that drama Lost and the way I'm still in Japan. This and by the way, Japan is an island. Just saying, there's a lot of parallels. Have you ever seen the TV show Lost?
No, but I've heard about it.
Yeah, it's a really weird show, and my wife's getting into it, so I kind of went along for the ride, by peering over my shoulder every now and then I stop what I'm doing and then watch it a little bit too long, but it's a really interesting show. Thank you, Jim, for that. We're gonna meet up with Nosh, the other moderator. Nosh, if you're watching, hopefully sometime like ASAP, and we'll be thinking about you, and probably giving you like 100 shout outs. Where are you? But now that you passed the exam and your trajectory looks like hopefully you'll be here sooner than later, and we're all really looking forward to welcoming you here on the other side of the Pacific.
Okay.
Because we're welcoming you here on the show, so every time.
Eventually, I will get on out there. It's just it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So we'll
Yes.
see what we can do.
That's what
Right
I like
now,
to
just
hear.
cranking out all the applications for jobs right now. So there are a lot more openings now that I've passed that test than I had otherwise. So I'll see if I can make something happen this year, and if not, I'll give it another shot, next year with the job searches and everything. So
Yeah.
see
Well,
what we can
we'll
do.
make something happen. We got a community now, so we'll make something happen, and we'll be here to welcome you when it does. So, thanks for
All right.
calling. Yeah, thanks for calling. I will see you online. We'll see you chatting. We'll see Jim all the time when he's on the live stream. So, thank you, Jim.
All right. You're very welcome, John. Good seeing you.
Bye bye.
All right, bye.
Oh man, that was Jim. I like it when he calls in. And Jim always has a big smile, and that's always nice to see. Um, So I'm glad that he passed the test, and that means this is a big test because now he's closer to coming to Japan, and that's going to be cool when he does make it here and we can welcome him here to Japan. That we're going to know what it took for him to get here, and that's kind of big. All right, we get him the phone call. All right, let's make this happen. And we know what it took to get here, and that's kind of big. All right, we get him the phone call.
Hi,
Hey, Gene, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How about you? How are you doing?
I ate too many almonds, and I'm not feeling too good actually. Are you supposed to be honest? I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
It's a little bit late.
No, can you turn the volume down? We're getting some reverb back here. Are you supposed to be honest? I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
There.
Oh, okay. So now I think you can just hear me through Skype, right?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's all right. Oh, okay. So now I think you can just hear me through Skype, right?
There.
All right. Yeah, that's better. So where are you calling from?
Philippines.
Philippines. That's right. So like, we have almost the same time, right? So it's like, I think, is it 1 hour difference? I always get this wrong.
Yes.
It's late. What are you doing up?
Hang on just 1 second.
Okay.
I think there's something wrong with my phone.
Okay. So the Philippines is our neighbor here in Japan, and I think one of the closest countries. We have Korea, China, but Philippines is like right it's right under Taiwan, right? So
Yes. An hour late. An hour late.
yeah, so an hour
11
behind.
late right now.
Oh, cool. All right. All right. Yeah, you called in last time too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Nice to see you again.
Yeah.
Is your friend there?
You know what? I'm going to call her.
I remember last time your friend was there, but didn't talk. Your friend didn't get on last time.
Yeah, because she's at home right now, so I don't know if she's still awake. It's 11 p.m. right now.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna do
But,
this.
I mean, I will ask her to watch later, probably.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna do another one probably next week as well. In the beginning of August, I do 2 a month. So, but the other one will be in the morning, I think, because that's for the Californians. They want to catch one in the evening, I think, instead of waking up at 7:30, right? Caroline and Tua Taco and everybody else, and Jim, right? So. Yeah, we got a totally different time zone in the United States. A lot of people are watching there. So while we're going to bed, they're just waking up. It's just so cool. Just so cool to me.
Yeah. I know the feeling because I'm always awake at night
Yeah.
and sleep in the morning because my work starts at 8 p.m. I think 9 p.m. there in Japan. And then it
Yeah.
ends at 6 a.m.
Yeah. So what's your question?
I'm
This.
always
Yeah, Gene. Sorry. Sorry. There's a slight delay. Yeah.
Yeah, so about my question, because I'm planning. Actually, I was watching your live about knives in Japan, bringing knives in Japan.
Yeah.
I mean, for me as a foreigner, is it possible to buy a knife and then bring it back to the airport? Like, I
Yeah.
have the receipt and everything. Will someone stop me because I have a knife?
Yeah. Well,
To buy a knife in Japan. Because I saw your videos and Japanese knives are just like, I mean, it's just too sharp and then too good compared with knives here in the Philippines. So I guess that it's better to buy there.
Yeah, I think that this is a really good question. So I'm gonna put it on mute just for a second while I answer this, okay, Gene? So when you get a knife and you buy it here in Japan, as long as that's not on you, don't put the knife in your pocket, or don't even put it into your backpack that you carry around every day or your purse. Put it into your checked-in luggage and just keep it there wrapped up. and keep the receipt with you, and then you shouldn't have any problems. One of the reasons why this is a problem, and why the police, like, I'll show you, okay? Um, so this is my drone bag. You can see this through the Skype. This is my drone bag, everybody. And I lost this drone in Iwakuni. And I put a pocket knife here. You can see that. I put a little hobby knife here. And when the police returned this to me, they'd opened it up and checked, and they saw that there was a razor blade inside here. And the police officer took this. He gave me the address of the man who found it, and then he had a talk with me about I should not have this razor blade in here. And like, why? He goes, good people don't have knives, and it wasn't in a case. Well, it's in like a, you can retract it, but it wasn't in a case. And he was very serious about this, and that's when I started to research about the knives, and I found all the laws that there are in Japan and people who had trouble, and that's why I made that episode based on my own personal experience and some research. But the thing is, if you do buy knives, and you should, because Japanese knives are amazing, if you keep it wrapped up and you don't take it out and start using it, or pulling it in your purse, and carrying it with you wherever you're going through the town, that's just suspicious, and nobody really does that, and it's against the law. But if you keep it in the box and you don't, and you have a purpose for having it, then you shouldn't have a problem. If it's in the box, that means you bought it and you're carrying it home, and that's okay. But if you have it like not in a box in your purse, and the police open your bag and they pull out a knife, that's not going to be good, and that's sort of the purpose of it. It was, I took it off of mute now, but that's sort of what I meant by don't carry a pocket knife, because a pocket knife is always in your pocket, and to carry it in your pocket is breaking the law, sort of, because if the police see it, then you're going to waste your day going to the police station while they measure it, and that's the purpose of the police. They're basically to waste your time and then say, oh, it's okay, but you've wasted a day. And if they say it's not okay, then you've wasted a week, because they can arrest you up to 2 weeks and hold you without cause. Where I think in the U.S. it's like 24 to 48 hours. In Japan it's 2 weeks. So yeah, that's what I meant by that. But you can definitely buy knives here, because I made an episode on it, right? On the Seki knife episode. Yeah.
Yes, I was inspired by that episode, actually.
All right. Are you going to come to Japan for that?
Yes, on the 9th, next month. But you said you're going to have your meetup on the first week, right?
Yeah, the 9th of August?
Yes.
Oh.
We're going to have your meetup on the first week.
All right. So I'd actually planned to go to Ogasawara Island on the 3rd of August to around the 10th, but I talked with the Ogasawara tourism office, and I won't be making that trip until the 1st of September. And I'm definitely going because I just turned down a job from NHK to go and make a show with them down near Osaka. They were gonna, like, it was a paid job to make a TV show, and I said I can't do it. I'm going to Ogasawara. So I'm definitely going now from September 1st to about September 10th. So I might be able to do some sort of meetup on the 9th. But that's when you arrive, right?
Yes.
Look how happy she's getting. This is cool. All right, I'll try to do a meetup either on the 9th or the 10th if I can, and we'll post that on Facebook. I'm only doing one meetup in August, and I didn't know when I was going to do it, but maybe the 10th is a good time. That might work for everybody, right? Is your friend coming too?
Yeah, she's coming. And then, you know what, my mom were already like packing things up. Yesterday, me and my friend brought stuff for you.
Oh, wow.
Tonight.
Oh, geez.
We bought stuff. We were packing things now.
Oh, that's so kind of you. All right, we don't. I'm gonna try my best, and I can't say 100% for sure because I don't know what's gonna come up. But I'm gonna try my best on the 9th or 10th to do some sort of meetup, for everybody, and it'd be great if you can make it, and then we can say hi. You're gonna be in Tokyo, right, for that?
Yes, just in Tokyo.
All right, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and
yes.
yeah, thank you. Oh wow. That made her happy. Jean, thank you very much for calling in. Thanks for the question. That was really awesome. Um, Tasty Age Chronicles, I can't believe you turned down a paid gig. You know, it's I Ogasawara is a paid gig. This is because I have Patreon. I can say no to some stuff because I have Patreon. I don't need to take every job that comes my way that's going to take me away. And if I have to delay this trip because I wanted to go in August and I had made plans for September, I'm going to say no to stuff like this because you know what? I want to go to Ogasawara. I want to go during the typhoon season. I want to go when there's less tourists. I want to go because I'm going to bring you under the sea scuba diving with dolphins. I'm going to be scuba diving with dolphins. All right? Okay? I got a dive master's license. I'm going, 30 meters under the water to go swim with some dolphins. So yeah, I'll turn down a paid gig because you guys have given me the creative freedom to go swim with dolphins and make a story about it. Yeah, swimming with dolphins in Japan, man. This is gonna be pretty cool. So Patreon makes a lot of things happen. You darn right, Jim, and that's the freedom that I can have, and I I don't have to just think about money or because I'm getting this from viewers, and that's like the most amazing thing. And I'm really was kind of upset that I couldn't go in August, but then when I talked with Ogasawara's tourism office, right before I met Luke, Aloha Luke, Luke, Cheryl, and Austin. I was right at the and they said, you know what, if you go in September, everyone's gonna have more time for you. That means you're gonna have better interviews. That means you're gonna be able to get more in depth into the island's history. And I'm like, I'm sold. I'm going September 1st. You cannot not make me go there now. And then when NHK, a director that I know very well, asked me to go, and I said, when are the dates? And he goes, sometime in the first half of September. I said, sorry, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I gotta do this. So there you go. When are you going to add a $50 Patreon? Okay, these are some really good questions. Thank you for this, Tasty. If you guys want to call in, you can just go ahead and call in just like Gene and Jim did. I'm totally cool with that for another 5 minutes or so. Tasty, I'm not sure what I'm gonna add for that. What I was gonna do is add a Shogun level, which is a really high one, and I'm just not sure. Hey, I got a photo from Gene. Hey, that's so cool. Thank you. All right, I added Oliver. Oh wow, I've been sending Oliver stuff for a long time. Hey, so that's pretty cool. Oliver Stone. I know people's when I see people's names, I know them because I send them postcards and stuff. So that's so awesome. So I'm not sure what I haven't. I said I was gonna add a Shogun level, and I will. I'm just not exactly sure what you're gonna do, and you don't start a new level until you're very much set on the parameters of that level. It's Oliver.
Hello, John.
Hey.
Hello, John. Can you see me?
I can, and there's this awesome effect where you're flickering through like you're calling from outer space. This is so awesome. I kind of like it.
Is it? Oh, sorry. I just want to show you something.
Sure.
You know I do my keys. I just want to show you some. Saying stuff that I use. I've got my headphones. I use this.
Whoa! What do you got there?
It's a katana. It's a katana.
Whoa! We gotta get full.
Blunt. This one's blunt. It's not going to cut me.
Oh, okay.
I use this in a, oopsie.
Whoa!
This one's blunt. It's not going to.
Oh, okay.
Stab me.
It's like what?
Training.
One of like is it a display one?
Yeah, this.
Okay.
No, I can use this one. I use this for training.
Okay.
This at my Kudo club. So.
Whoa.
I'm just showing you some of my weapons that I train with. Like I train with this thing called a bokto. This was used by a famous person called Mitsu Masashi. If you've heard of him, he does this book called Five Rings.
Wow.
He trained with a wooden bokken. This is a wooden bokken that they use. A famous samurai use it. And then I have got a Joe. I'm just showing my weapons. A Joe, which we just use. We use the length of it. I mean, if someone comes at us with a bokko or a katana, we can use the length of it.
Yeah.
I've got a light. This is supposed to be a light katana. Which
You
is
got a
supposed to be
ton of
light.
weapons.
It's much lighter than the bokto, and it can cut more accuracy. Because if you use the bokto, it's a bit heavier.
Yeah. Can you pan? I can't quite see them, Oliver. Can you raise them up or?
Is that? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right. Oh, wow. Yeah.
This is a lighter one. I would have a zebra on it, but I haven't. I'll just show you my last thing, and then I'll probably have to let you go because I don't want to hold up the. Then I train with a. Oh, no, it's my packet. Then I'll get on with it. But then my last thing, I just quickly get it out. I train with a. Oh no! Oh, I've placed it somewhere and I can't remember it. I train with a tanto, which is like a wooden knife. Oh, it's pardon.
Oh, Oliver disappeared. I wanted to get a closer look at what it was. Kind of trippy, and that was pretty neat. Yeah, it's Oliver. If we could fix the oh, what is that called? It's in the video editing software that I use all the time, but I don't use it anymore. If we could fix the flicker, then that'd be pretty cool. But I'm really interested to see what he's got over there. A vertical sync. Yeah, I guess we can call it that. NASA vertical hold. Yeah, the vertical hold. But thank you for calling, Oliver, and sharing with us some of the stuff that you do. Actually, I'm interested in hearing more. So hopefully we get a chance to talk again next time. But send me a message too. I'd love to hear more. Yeah, because I know Oliver's from sending the postcards and everything. So it's kind of neat to finally meet him. So that was the first time I'd seen Oliver. So thank you so much for calling in. Looks like that's about all the time I'm gonna have for this. But I'm gonna be doing another live stream for Patreon next week or really soon, within the next in the beginning of August. That's the cool thing, 2 a month, so I get a chance. And I wanted to do this a little bit earlier, actually, but there's so many things that I wanted to tell you. But the Ogasawara one, the trip is delayed for a month, which is actually not a bad thing. For those of you who supported the DVD project, I sent the design for the DVD box, and I'm going to send the Peter is going to get to narrate the trailer, which is going to be pretty cool, and that's going to come out next week. And then I'm going to keep updating the Kickstarter page, so then you can get excited about it, and it's getting really exciting for me as well, because I can feel it. And I'm like I said, by turning down some paid jobs that are coming my way, I'm trying to push a lot of other stuff that's coming my way. But one thing that I couldn't push is tomorrow. Something's happening tomorrow. Please check back with us on the possible $50 Patreon in the future. Yeah, I think I will have more on this next month, Tasty. So I want to thank you for asking about this. I have to see what I can do at this price point that's doable, because I want to give everybody an option. Like, it would make more sense to send what the daimyo get like every 2 months and have a $50. I've kind of been putting some thought into this, Tasty. Like, for people who would support at $50, every 2 months they would get what the daimyo gets, but they would also be getting the postcards. But I've been sending the daimyo like a little bit extra stuff. So, for example, I think I sent it to about 10 daimyo, a postcard from Bali. And they were sent to daimyo that had been daimyo for like over 6 months or something like this, about this. So I sent postcards from the honeymoon. which is crazy. And Matsumi said that she got her Bali postcard, and I guess it takes a long time to get from Indonesia back there. And I send little teeny extra things to the daimyo the longer that you've been a member of the daimyo level. And maybe I can just keep it basic at the $50 level. I'm just really not sure how I can do it without cannibalizing, and you know, it's something that I'm gonna put a lot of thought. Like I'm seriously right now. I'm stuttering through this because I'm putting a lot of thought into it, and I don't want to start something, a new tier, until I know that it's something that is benefit that works for everybody. Right now, the postcard level right now is pretty cool, and I want to try to add before I do a $50 one. I want to see what else I can add to the postcard level at $15. My idea is to get as many people. I'd like to see more people join the postcard club because that is it's not only fun for me to send the postcards and get to know you through your address and sending it to you every month, but it's also like it's an important level. It's an important level for me because this is a way where I can send you something. You know what I mean? Like we feel when I send you something, I feel more connected to you, and this is like an entry level for this. So what I can do at the 50 level, I'm really stumbling through this, but I'm gonna put some really serious thought into it and see what we can do, because I would like more people to support, and we want to get to this $5,000 level, and and I have no more goals after this. I can't think of anything else. This is more than, you know, I was just surprised after we reached the goal of $2,000 per month, and $5,000 is like absolute 100% creative freedom, and to ask for anything more like this, I think it would use it to hire an assistant or open up an office somewhere. Like my friend Joseph has an office now. I would probably open up an office outside of my house, which would give me more freedom to have more business meetings and stuff, to bring better content and things like this. Rent a car more, buy a car, things like this I could do with more financial support. But I think a part of me, because I've been living in Japan for so long, I really do feel this motai nai. Don't take more than you need. Don't use things. You respect when people. Maybe it has something to do with because I'm living in Japan, or I don't know, because I'm messed up mentally. Maybe I don't know, but when I receive something like a gift from somebody, it's really special. And I'm sure it's like that for everybody, no matter where you live. But it's something that I don't want to waste. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. So when you do give money and support, it's not money that I want to just because I have it, I'm going to use it. It's something that I really want to put thought into it, and use it wisely to help the show. So when I make a new tier, it can't be just to make more money. I don't want to be like Logan Paul. I watched his interview with Casey Neistat. If you watched Logan Paul's interview with Casey Neistat, I think he revealed who he is. He revealed, here's the interview. He revealed who he is. I watched this. I was really kind of upset because even though he's apologizing, he's promoting his brand. It's all about selling merchandise and making money. And I think for me, if it becomes about this, then I lose sort of the passion for me to create and rely too much on that. And I don't want to be that. I want to be this, and I'm quite happy. I'm a very happy person. I don't want to take more than I need. Yeah, I've been stuck. It's hard, tasty, but I always put a lot of thought into it. Yet I don't watch that too. Yeah, if I were like Paul Logan, I wouldn't be here. Yeah, um, I think it was good that Casey made this. Casey Neistat. I think it was good that we got a chance to see who he is, and see what YouTube is in a way, what this section of YouTube that people are. I mean, if you live and you make content like he does, then I probably would have 2 or 3 million subscribers, but they would be the type of people that aren't the type of people that are on the other side of this like you. And I'd rather have a community of people that we have right here, and people that are informed, that are very interested about Japan, and or just history in general, or just good stories. Or at the end of an episode, I want you to feel uplifted, or I want you to feel inspired. And I think those are the type of people that I'm really welcoming to the channel. And gosh, a lot of stuff's going through my mind. But when I watched this, I learned a lot about myself and who I don't want to be. Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of stuff. I appreciate the question. Um, I appreciate you. Oh no, I saw that with Neistat and LP did not have the business sense to mature. Yeah, absolutely. Second that, Echo Bugs. Yeah. So I'm going back to see what you guys wrote. Eric, I do want to have merchandise though, and it's the thing with merchandise, and I learned this when I did the DVD. Is that it's a lot harder. The DVD one that was a huge challenge that's still ongoing, but it was a learning experience for me on how I want to run the channel for the future. Meaning, like, once you start something, you can't go back from it. So when I start selling T-shirts and things, this is because a lot of you want these goods. There's a lot of websites or services that will sell coffee mugs and pens and just like a lot of junk that's made in China somewhere that just I don't see the value of it. I want to see if I can do it in a responsible way. Made here in Japan maybe, because I think I want to support local businesses and local creators. I think that would be the ideal situation. So I'm looking for a way to sell merchandise that helps the people in the local market, not using a site because they have the cheapest prices that would benefit me, but rather something that benefits all of us. And I think that's an ecosystem that works for the audience that I have, I think, because you guys are pretty informed and care about your content. You care about you're caring people, and you care about where stuff comes from. And I think it would be good to get everything locally, even if it cost a little bit more, but to know that it came from here. And it would be disingenuous as in only in Japan to be selling stuff from another country, right? It would be kind of weird. But I think that will come at the end of the summer. We should have an option for that, and I'll start small and then grow. I don't want to start too big. Made in Japan is something that I would pay for. Exactly. Dharma doll of John. Hey, oh my gosh, I have so many things to show. Okay, wait. All right, this is just a special for you 22 people watching. Okay, just stay right there. All right. So one of the next episodes, and if you're watching 60 minutes into this, you really like this. So I filmed another episode of Only in Japan main channel 2 days ago. Right, in this bag. I don't want to show you too much. I'm going to show you one of them. All right, this is the one I can show you. Not the other one. So I'm doing an episode on Japanese candy. Amezaiku is an old traditional form of making Japanese candy. And these people who make amezaiku are like magicians. They're like entertainers. Like when you go to a birthday party and there's always the clown who can make things out of balloons. These are people that make things out of candy. And this is one, I don't know if you can see that. See the bunny rabbit? This is one that he made in like 30 seconds. He made this bunny rabbit, you see. It's really well made. It's made out of like a natural sugar that's like a mochi. When you heat it, it turns into something that's like mochi. And then he has tools. He has tools that he can snip it and then form it into the shape of anything. All right. And this is gonna be a pretty fun episode. It's called amezaiku, and I don't think any other YouTubers have made any videos on amezaiku, this form of making candy traditionally. And I tried to do it too. mine is not that good. No, I saw this on NHK World. Yeah, actually, I'm just gonna show you for a second. That's mine, and that's all you're gonna see of it, because it's gonna be in the episode. It's gonna be pretty cool. So this is kind of an exclusive. I haven't really shared any pictures on Instagram. I want to kind of keep this hush hush, but I met with the owner of it, who we know through the NHK shoot. I wanted to do this with Jennifer, but she's been really busy. I called her. She couldn't make it to the shoot on last Friday, and yeah, the last thing on this, and I gotta go to bed because my wife's already asleep. The Amezaiku owner said that he can make my face in candy. He can make my face in candy, if you can believe. Hey, okapi would be really good. I'm gonna ask him and see if he can make okapi. But he also said he's gonna make my face in candy, and it's gonna cost me. And I hope you guys are okay with this because I didn't clear this with the community. But with the money that I take in, I'm using it to kind of buy interesting stuff that I wouldn't have done it if I didn't do it. So to commission a work of my face in candy, it cost me $100. But I thought it would have been this really cool thing that I could use with the money that I get from Patreon, to show you guys. And I was like, you know what? All right, I wouldn't buy this, but since I'm getting income from Patreon, yeah, let's use this. Let's pull the trigger. Okay, it's just like $100. All right, like, and I asked the guy, does anybody do this? No, not many people actually get it because it's expensive. And I said, I'm getting this. If I can buy a square watermelon, I'm getting my face in candy. And it's a 360-degree head of my head in candy. And this is gonna be so awesome, guys. I'm looking forward to this. He said it's gonna be finished in the first week of August, and I'm gonna go there and film the last part of the show, and then the next after this episode with Kevin Riley is gonna be this candy episode, and I'm so excited because just to watch him put together this candy is so cool. And I would love to send this to the daimyo, to send this candy to the daimyo, but I don't think it would make it. I think it would get crushed in the package. It's so delicate. Like, I'm holding the ears. If I would put any pressure on it, it would break. And there's a lot of questions that I had for him, like how did he get started into this? What is the history behind this? And how is this profession? Is it still alive? Are there still people doing this? Is it something that could be extinct? And the answer is yes. So I want to try to preserve this. Plenty of bubble wrap in a bigger box. Yeah, you know what? I wonder because I don't want to send it to somebody and then it gets there and it's broken. I don't know, because you can't glue it. You can't glue it. A hard box, but then even that, just the jostling would scare the heck out of me. John is always thinking outside the box. I'm thinking inside the box for this. But if there was a way to do it, then I would buy, right now I think we have 18 daimyo. I would buy 18 of them. They could be okapi candies and for the daimyo, and I would send the okapi candy that's going to be in the episode I would order it from the candy maker and then send it to the daimyo, but they're kind of not cheap, so I don't know. Like, I don't know what else I could add in the box, but the packet, yeah, it would be pretty cool to send. I don't know, if you're a daimyo and you're watching it, let me know. The shipping would be difficult. I think we can maybe find a way. He does not, the Amezaiku shop does not ship these candies internationally. And I asked him, and he said he won't do it. And I said, why? He says, because there's a chance that they'll break, and you can't insure candy. And so, yeah, if we can find a way to do it and people are really interested in it, then it's something that I might send. Like Okapi, I would be worried about his ears falling off, but or melt. Yeah, Nosh is thinking outside the box here too. But yeah, Okapi is already an unofficial mascot, but if I make him official, that's a big promotion. So we're gonna have to talk about that with Okapi. Yeah, this episode's coming up in the next couple of weeks, and the next main channel episode will be done this week. And oh, and one more thing, okay? Tomorrow I'm gonna be live streaming the question and answers in the morning, but in the afternoon. And 21 of you are still watching this. I can't believe it. The YouTubers What's Inside. Do you guys know who they are? They're friends of mine. They're really nice people, and I know there's some people don't like them, some people do. I really love them. They're amazing people. Some people don't like me too. They almost have 6 million subscribers on their channel, and it's really like amazing at the success that they've had. And they're coming, and I sent them a message and said, I was joking. I sent them a message and go, hey, guess what, guys? The square watermelons in Japan. You know what? Yeah, Nosh is going, meh. Listen to this, Nosh. They were in Hawaii on vacation when they got my email. They're flying to Japan tomorrow to cut open a square watermelon, and the next day they're flying back. Just that is like, whoa. They're really committed to this square watermelon now. So yeah, I'm happy to see them make the trip back to Japan, and it's gonna be fun for like half a day to cut open a watermelon with them. And then it's really good to the channel, because I think when new people come in that are watching their channel, they have really good people that are watching their channel, because it's a family show, and when we get more people into Only in Japan, that's also good too for the channel, right? But the bottom line is, like, they're just really fun to be around. They're a little bit different than they are in the show in real life. They're more nicer. Like, they don't want to. He's not holding a knife, but in real life. But yeah, it'll be nice. But I thought I would share that with you, because I might do a live stream tomorrow with them in the afternoon. They arrive. Gosh, what time? Around 4 p.m. And then they leave 24 hours later to go back home after we cut open the square watermelon. So it should be fun. Any questions? No? Yes? No? No, maybe? That commitment to fly all the way for a square watermelon. I think so. Set aside the square watermelon. Also, they want to see. I went to the square watermelon shop that I know, and I talked with the owner, and he was really nice. And he said that they'll still have it available on Monday. He had 2 of them. So we should have one. The taste should be awful. I made an episode on it. You guys can see the answer, like, right now. But whenever you have another YouTuber, especially like a really popular YouTuber like Lincoln and Dan on What's Inside, you always want to collaborate, because if there's 2 people that I have synergy with, they're just really interesting people. So they remind me a lot, like, in a way, like Simon and Martina. They're just nice people to be with, you know? Like, when you're with them, you feel like you're with friends, you know? I don't know, like real people. And yeah, Lincoln and Dan and his whole family, who I met last time, they were really nice people. And that, like, they kind of play it up a little bit on the show. Who doesn't? But you know, when you're with them, they're good. They're friends. So just don't use a chainsaw to cut it. No. That would be interesting though, wouldn't it? Like a chainsaw. Like Eric's Las Vegas sign. Eric, they're not getting next to the sign. We're not having anybody cut this open, okay? This is for us. Oh, Ramsey, have you set a price for the DVD if you missed the Kickstarter? I believe it's gonna start around the same price as what everybody else paid. I can't imagine putting a DVD that everybody else paid that didn't receive it at a price that was lower. So based on just on fairness, and it would be the same price. If I do sell them, it's probably going to be through just directly. Like, you send me an email and your address, and I'll send you an invoice through Payoneer, and then you pay through Payoneer, and then I will send you the DVD directly. And that's probably the best way to do it. Then to go through Indiegogo or something. You're gonna deal with me directly. I'm gonna put it in an envelope, put your address on it, and then I'm gonna send it to you. This is my label maker, by the way, guys. This is the one that I use to send all of the postcards. And the reason why I use the label maker, by the way, is so that you receive the postcards. Because if I write it, according to the post office, the chance that you don't receive the postcard increases by like 2 to 3 times. Like they didn't say 2 to 3 times, but they said it significantly increases the chance that you don't receive a postcard if you handwrite on it, because of the way that the machines scan the postcard address, and then yeah. So these label makers are pretty good. This is the Dymo 450 Turbo. And Greg from Life Where I'm From also got the same one, I believe, so it's pretty good. Not a sign, a label maker. Yeah, label maker, right? So that's what I use, and I stick them all on myself, and I sign them, and I write the date on the top. Yeah, once a month I spend a couple of hours doing that. It's pretty fun. I got stamps this month that look like onigiri. And they're really stamps. Check it out. Oh, it's backwards, but so there's some pretty cool stamps. Some of you might have gotten the normal 70 yen stamp, and I think I'm gonna put 82 yen stamps next time. They had some Super Mario stamps, which I thought were pretty cool. Super Mario Brothers stamps. So I'll find some interesting stamps to send if you're part of the postcard club for next month. Because it's kind of fun to get different kinds of stamps, right? Like sometimes the stamp is better than the postcard. Just saying. All right, thanks everybody for watching this live stream. I really appreciate the support, and you guys are part of a family here. We're the community for Only in Japan on Patreon, and I really appreciate that very much. Nosh, you're giving some strange signals here. We got an angry face and a laugh out loud. But Nosh, Tuesday night, right now, we're tentatively planning a meetup with Peter. So you get a chance to meet both of us, which would be pretty cool. We'd love to see. Oh, check the community tab. Okay. Patreon. I have it big. Uh-oh. Oh, my wife got up. That's not good. Check the community tab. I'm being too loud. She's got to wake up early. Nosh. Yeah, that's where I did the stream the other day. This is a nice spot, isn't it? Alright, get that leg up. Slightly creepy, but it's pretty cool. I can tell what day you did it too, because it's kind of sunny. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I forgot my wife does have to wake up at like 6:30 in the morning, which is in five hours, so oh, and you saw the fireworks. Yeah, they were okay this year. I don't know. But when I see you, let me know. Let me know in person. Thanks everybody for watching. If you have any questions, you can leave them in Patreon or send me a direct message. I'm here for you guys. So thanks for the support. I'll see you in the next live stream, which will be tomorrow morning, by the way. If you want more from Japan advice, tomorrow morning I'll be back on. See you everybody. Good night.